diversity. No, I'm kidding. The biggest difference for 大学生, so
Yes.
college, I think bigger difference is American students are more independent.
Independent.
And what I mean by that is many college students, not only are they moving away from home and going to school, many of them are already out of the house and they're studying part-time, studying at night. They are completely separated from their family. They're older students who didn't go to college, but then they decided to go later. All these different kinds of people study in colleges in the United States. So those kinds of students are doing more and being more independent than most students in Taiwan who go directly to college from high school.
Yes.
So it's a crowd that has a lot more independence in many ways. Not all of them. Many Americans go straight to college too, but there are also non-traditional students and others who are working and taking longer. So that's the biggest difference I see. I think also, I think students here are a little more studious, like they study. It means that's their job and they study.
Yes.
American college experience for many people has a lot of different aspects. So they're doing a lot of sports. You don't do as many sports.
Sports.
Right, so going to watch sports,
Yes.
right? So football or basketball. So spending a lot of time and energy on sports in school, watching them mostly. And then social life. I think there's a lot more social life
Yes.
in the U.S. university or college. A lot more drinking.
Drinking?
No, I'm serious. I mean, even people who are old enough to drink. I think Taiwan, you can drink at 18.
Yes.
But I think most college students aren't drinking as much as many American college students do, as a way to socialize. So there's a lot of reasons for that, but it's just a different culture at the college. Those are two big differences I've seen.
OK， 那其实以你在高雄的经验，就是你也在这个城市待了几年了嘛，所以你有觉得这个城市有特别吸引你的地方吗？就是特别喜欢它的美食或是景点。
So this city would be Kaohsiung, of course.
Yes.
I think people in southern Taiwan in general are nice. All Taiwanese people are nice. I think they're even nicer down in the south, including Kaohsiung. Food is great. The Taiwanese food is very good here. It might be better in Tainan.
Tainan?
Can I say that? Is that okay to say? The food might be better in Tainan, but anyway, across Taiwan, very cheap and very good food. So I do like that about Kaohsiung. Kaohsiung's biggest thing that's different than anywhere else in Taiwan is that it has a harbor in the city, port. Right?
Yes,
You can't
yes.
see it out of these windows, but if
Many
they were open, we could see it.
Oceans.
So we have the whole port running down there, the harbor's on this side. So that's a great aspect for the city's economy, but it's also culturally and sort of in a sense of kind of the beauty of Kaohsiung. It's very special. Nowhere else in Taiwan really has that.
Yes.
So I think that's the most special part of Taiwan, or of Kaohsiung, and I'm glad that they're starting to exploit it,
Yes.
starting to use it more with places like Zheng'er or and that music and culture center.
Do you have
thing
all
that they're
been
building.
to?
Of
Or-
course, yes, of course.
Yes.
And then, yeah, obviously Qijin is fun too. So I'm glad they're finally using the harbor as one of the city's main attractions.
Yes. So 就是你们也有待过台北嘛，也有待过高雄。那你觉得，假如用一个形容词或是代表物来形容整个台湾，你会觉得你会想要用什么形容词或代表物？
形容词嘛。
对。
代表物 is better.
OK， 代表物。
形容词 is too hard. For me, when I think of Taiwan, like I said, I think of people and food and mountains.
Mountains.
I think those are for me the things that really represent Taiwan. Is friendly people, excellent and very good value food, and beautiful mountains. And if you had to ask me for more nouns, I would say things like bicycles.
Bicycles.
Definitely bicycling. Bicycles and bicycling are great here. Those are sort of the things to me that represent Taiwan, are those things.
Are those things. OK。那刚刚聊了一下 Matthew 他对台湾的一些看法，那接下来要想一下，问你一下对一些学生的建议。那以你从事外交工作已经一段时间了，那你觉得作为一个外交人员需要具备什么样的特质或是专业呢？
特质嘛。
对。
Well, I think like I said before, it's good to be flexible.
Flexible.
right? Just able to accept new situations.
Different cultures.
Of course.
Mm.
I think it's good to be able to entertain ideas without accepting them,
Mm.
because you need to understand different ideas. Even if you don't agree, you need to be able to think about them.
Mm.
And we say entertain them, which means think about whether or not it's true without accepting it.
Mm.
Because if you can't do that, it's very hard to deal with other people, especially when they're very different than you are. So those are kind of the things that you need. Of course, you need to be able to speak different languages,
Mm.
or at least be able to learn, or try to
Yes.
learn.
Practice.
So that's good. So you need a little bit of that. And then I think it's also just good to have a broad background
Mm.
in many, many aspects of culture, society,
Mm.
history, all of these different things, because you'll have to talk to so many different people
Yes.
in the course of your job or your career.
Mm.
So you need to just sort of know a little bit about a lot of different things.
Different things.
Right, so that's important too, to have a broad
Mm.
background in reading. Yeah.
OK，那假如我们现在大学生有人想要走，就是未来想当外交官，你会建议他们在大学的时候做什么准备吗？
Well, like I said, learning a lot
Learning
about
a lot.
those areas like economics and history and geography, kind of across all of those.
Yes.
Popular culture in general.
Mm.
I think history is one of your more important
History.
things to study and read.
Mm.
History books. Is that the next question? We talk about reading what you
Yes.
like to read.
What do you like
Is
to
that
read?
is that the next one?
Yes.
I'll just go into that.
OK.
So yeah, reading history is a wonderful thing. I think because generally, if you don't read history, basically you only learn from your own mistakes.
Mm.
But if you're reading history, you learn from everybody's mistakes.
Mm.
So without reading history, you really restrict yourself to your own experiences and your own time.
Mm.
You don't really understand. You can't really imagine anything beyond that. So
Mm.
history is great. So in my opinion, you should read as much as possible.
OK，
of that.
所以最后想要问一下 Matthew 说，其实想要对台湾年轻世代或是大学生说的话，因为其实我们即将也要毕业了，未来，那其实台湾毕业大部分人都是工作，不是工作就是读研究所。那你觉得在选择上，我们在选择上有什么建议呢？或是你觉得对台
Take
湾
time off.
Yes, take time off.
Don't go to graduate school.
Really?
Just go and take time now, because you'll never have this time again.
OK.
Right? You get older, you have jobs and family and children and responsibilities,
嗯
and maybe you don't even know exactly what you want to do. There's no rush.
，no rush.
Just if you're going to graduate school, take a year, take 2 years before you go to graduate school.
OK.
Travel, go live in another country,
OK.
do whatever. Really doesn't matter, and you'll learn a lot more about yourself and about what you really want to do, and you'll be more successful in the long run doing that, and you won't have that chance again. So that's my advice for if you're thinking about going to graduate school. Working's good. Like you said, some people go get a job. Go get a job. That's a great idea.
OK.
Maybe you learn from your job and then you go to graduate school. Maybe you learn from traveling. Maybe you learn from living in another country or learning a language, and then you go to graduate school. Those are good things. I think after college, if I had any recommendations, it would be to read every day. Right now, it's not a problem. You're all reading way too much, right? You're reading every day, getting thick glasses like me. But later in life, I think a lot of times we stop reading,
OK.
especially for enjoyment. So just keep reading. Read a little bit every day, 20 minutes, 30 minutes at most. It's nice to just relax and do something different. It's not a computer screen. It's not your phone. It's just a little bit of relaxing reading time.
Reading some books.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you got me off track there. I had another thing to say.
Okay.
Keep up with your friends. So when we start working, a lot of times, especially if you're talking about students who are interested in foreign service or international affairs, you move a lot and you don't keep up with your friends. So you have to make an extra effort to keep up communication with your old friends. I think it's very important as you get older, because you realize after a while it's very hard to keep up with your friends. So you don't want to be an old, lonely man like me. So.
OK. Thank you. 好，那我们今天的访谈就到这里，也很感谢 Matthew 跟我们分享一些他的工作经验，然后对台湾的看法，然后最后谈到对学生的一些建议。那谢谢你的访谈，
谢谢，Thank you.
Thank you，拜拜。